Hi guys, Steph here. Now we've got for you today another lovely pen. Now there's a clue to the pen. Yes, it's a Parker and it comes in this lovely case. If we open it up, there's the pen inside. You can see it's got Parker to the lid, and if we take this little section off at the back, it says he. You can see to the back there we've got the instructions. So let's just put that back again. Let's take the pen out and put the case to one side. So what we've got for you today is a lovely Parker Custom Insignia 65. Now I'm not too sure if I've actually shown you this particular pen before. If I have, sorry, but this one came in, we've serviced it, it's in lovely condition, lovely pen, so I thought I would do a review for you. As I say, we've got the Parker 65 Custom Insignia. This is the Mark III. There was two versions, a Mark II and a Mark III. As I say, this is the Mark III. The Parker 65s were actually, you know, when the Parker 61 was coming to the end, Parker were looking for a new style fountain pen, so this was the result of it. And the 65s are from around about 1967 through to, I believe, 1982 when they were phased out. As I say, it comes in this lovely, well, it's actually, as I'll show you in a moment, it's 1 in 10 12 carat rolled gold. The size of the pen from the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel, 134 millimeters capped. Around the diameter, around about here, around about 11 millimeters in diameter. Now if we show you the imprint, I'm hoping you can see that. To the front of the cap there it says Parker, and then if we rotate it to the back you can see it says made in England, and then in the middle there, I'm hoping you can actually see that it's got this little shield with a P above it, and then in the shield it actually says 1 in 10 12 carat rolled gold. All in all, lovely everyday user pens. If we take to the top of the cap, you can see doesn't need no introduction, a very recognizable Parker arrow clip, as you can see there. To the very top of the cap we've got this lovely grey jewel, which is complemented also to the bottom of the barrel there with a grey jewel. Incidentally, the jewels, they were phased out, I believe, around about 1975. They actually got rid of the grey jewels, and after that they replaced it with, it was like a metal peak stud, again to the top of the cap and to the bottom of the barrel. But in this particular instance you can see we've got these lovely clear grey jewels. Let's take the cap off, which is a slip-on slip-off cap. As you can see, let's give the pen a few little twirls, show you the different angles. Absolutely lovely pens, these. Lovely pens. Also, although this is the Custom Insignia, the Parker 65s, they came in lots of different variants. Some of them just came with a plastic barrel, black and greys and teal blue. Some of them just had a rolled gold cap with a plastic barrel. Some of them had different kinds of rolled gold caps. Some of them had luster alloy caps. So there's lots of different variants on the Parker 65s. Let's pop the cap down to one side. Let's show you this section there. You can see the section, a lovely long, slightly tapering black section. And if we take it to the very top of the section there, I'm hoping you can see it comes to this sort of slight point or peak just above the nib. Now the nib, you can see it's this sort of semi-hooded wrap round Parker nib, one of my favourite nibs, absolutely lovely. And then to the left of the nib you can see it says 14 carat, To the right of the nib it has 585, and obviously just above that you can make out it says Parker. So all in all, beautiful nibs. Again, one of my favourite nibs. Let's show you a sideways view like so. Very, very attractive in my opinion. If we show you the feed underneath, you can see it's got its own sort of designed feed, which looks like it's connected to the section, although it's not. But all in all, an absolutely lovely design. Let's show you sort of the underneath like so. So all in all, again, one of my favourite nibs. So as a writing pen, it's not a small pen, it's not the sort of the largest pens I've ever had, but it is a very nice size. Again, I've got large hands. For me, a very comfortable pen to hold and to write with. A lovely size. Let's unscrew the barrel for you. You'll notice it's got this plastic connector there, and just above the connector it's got this gold filled band between the connector and the section there. You'll see that this pen is fitted with a converter. These pens are also, well, they're capable of taking Parker cartridges. Inside the connector here they have what they term as a aluminium piercing tube, so you can actually you can use Parker cartridges on this pen, as well as obviously, as we've got here, a converter, which for me personally I prefer the converter. As I said, I fully serviced it. We've removed the connector inside, we've cleaned everything internally, so hopefully it should be writing very nicely. One of the other ways to actually sort of recognizing whether it's a Mark II or a Mark III, inside the connector there, the Mark III, this particular version, and the Mark II, basically they needed two different tools to remove the connector. Now I think I've shown you that on other videos, so if you're interested in that, go and have a look at it. But let's bring on some ink, because I know you people like to see these pens writing. So what we do, we dip the nib in the ink and we press, in normal circumstances, about 4 times on this filler bar here. But for there we go, just 2 quick presses will suffice, because it's only for a writing sample. We've cleaned the nib off. Let's put the barrel back on like so. Let's bring on some paper and let's see how the pen writes. So what we have is a Parker 65 fountain pen. As I say, the Parker 65s that were from around about 1967, and they were phased out around about 1982. This one is writing, I would say, with a fine line, and although it's writing with a fine line, it's writing very nicely and very smooth. Let's do some figure of 8s for you. Lovely writer, nice and smooth, and a lovely wet writer. As I say, there's no flexibility in the nib, because these are quite stiff nibs. But saying that, again, I know I'm repeating, lovely writer, nice and smooth as well. So there's a writing sample. We're writing with a lovely fine line, a lovely writer. Somebody will really enjoy writing with this particular pen. So let's pop the cap back on for you. So there we have it. As we said earlier, a Parker 65 Custom Insignia. This is the Mark III model with these lovely grey jewels to the bottom of the barrel and to the top of the cap in this lovely 1 in 10 12 karat rolled gold. Lovely pen, smooth writer, very nice indeed. So I hope you enjoyed looking at this pen as much as I enjoy showing them to you. And don't forget, don't be shy, leave a comment below. And have you subscribed? No? Why not? Subscribe. But for now, I'll just say bye bye for now.